Hey guys, um, hopefully everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. Um, I'm using my new setup. Tonight, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about some business tips. Um, I see a lot of people out there starting new businesses, going on different business adventures, and I'm not here as a guru per se. I'm not here saying I know it all. I've had a few business ventures. Some didn't go quite, like I planned. But the great thing is, I think any successful business owner is defined by their failures. And what we tend to do, we don't look at their failures. A lot of times we, in turn, congratulate or we admire the successes. So um, I've been on this new business venture now, going into my second month. And man, it took me about a year to just kind of lay the groundwork. And I'm gonna kind of take you through a process of how I came and started laying this groundwork. And I just want to share some tips with you guys. Hopefully, these tips will help you either get started, help you along the way, help push you further in your career. I hope you can see my board behind me. I'm gonna be writing some things up here. The way I have to have my camera, I can't really see who's on the live. So I'm sorry guys if I can't really interact, but I'm gonna kind of jump right in. I kind of took some notes, so I'm gonna be writing some of my notes up here on the board for you guys that are tuned in. Um, Man, in starting a business, the first thing that I would have to say is, you know, buckle up your seatbelt, get strapped in. It's not an overnight thing. It's not going to happen right away. You're going to hit points in your career where you're going to actually feel like, just quitting. Man, I just started this. It's not moving the way I want it to. The first thing that I would write up here is, define your passion. Um, define your passion. And the reason why I use the word passion, I could have used a variation of different things, but in what I have come to find that if you're doing something out of necessity, you won't excel as well as you would if you were doing something passionately. So I think we tend to excel a lot better in things that we're passionate about, things that we believe in. So in starting your business, whether it be an internet business, an at-home business, or, a brick and mortar business, find something that you're passionate about. My next thing is, define your commitment. Um, this is kind of a big one, and I use the word define for a reason because you have to figure out within yourself and define within yourself, is this something that you really want to do? So define your commitment. That's like so major, defining your commitment. And that just says how hard do you want to work for the thing that you're passionate about. And if the drive just isn't there, the motivation just isn't there, I'm not gonna say like some people would say, don't do it. Take your time. Let that passion grow. And you might not be at that level of commitment because you might not truly believe yet in your gift, in your talent. And your talent still may need to be nurtured. It still may need to be grow. It still may need to grow because the first person that has to believe in what you're doing is you. So when you get ready to start and you embark, and I'm just gonna double back because I hear some people chiming in. You know, define your passion, and then once you define your passion, define your level of commitment. You know, how hard am I willing to go for this thing that I really want to do in my life? You know, how much am I tired of working a dead end job, a 9 to 5, for people who, you know, that may seem ungrateful, or, you know, hey, I just want better for my kids. You know, start to weigh in on your level of commitment. How bad do you want it? My next thing that I kind of want to talk about is um, first, figure, you know, in the good and the bad. Starting a business is kind of like playing a game of chess. You can't go move by move. Everything in starting a business needs to be anticipated. You know, you have to make one move, but understand that that one move has a chain of reactions. So, and all of those reactions aren't going to be good. So you have to figure for the good reactions and the bad reactions on how you move forward, not by year, but sometimes day by day. You know, I've been using Facebook and different social media platforms to advertise. You know, some things are gonna work, some things aren't. I've already kind of figured for both. Hey, if this works, good. If that doesn't work, okay, that's great. You know, back to the drawing board. My next thing is understand who your consumers are. So understanding who your consumers are. So if you know anything about economics, and I'm pretty sure if you're on this live, you do. Most people, we kind of understand how economics work. So you have consumers and you have producers. So if you're a business owner, you're the producer, you know, and the people that you're trying to sell your product to or get to buy your product are the consumers. So the biggest thing, and once you define your passion, once you define your level of commitment, understand who your consumers are. And in understanding who your consumers are, you have to understand their wants and needs. This is where the cliche or the saying comes from, the customer's always right, because your business is centered around this right here, understanding who your consumers are. And I'm gonna add to this, wants, needs. So understand who your consumers are. What's your base customer? Who are you targeting? And if you have a business, you should be targeting a certain group, a certain demographic. So, and demographic, it's not black, white, you know, it's not always male and female, or it may be. If you have a clothing line, is your clothing line a male based clothing line? Then that's who your consumer is. What age group will be buying your product? If you doing women products, skincare products, you know, what ages of women are going to be buying your product? So know and understand your consumer and understand their wants and their needs. The next thing is study and understand your market. So study and understand your market. And guys, this right here is one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't do. So study and understand your market. And that kind of ties in with understanding your consumer. Know your product. Know what you're selling. Know what you're selling it to. And know who your competitors are. You know, a lot of times we get caught up in, well, I'm not watching what this person doing, and I'm not watching what that person is doing. Well, that's kind of a bad mindset to have. You should be watching what your competition is doing. Watch, get online, get on their website, see how they are targeting their consumers. See what they're doing as far as advertising. Not saying that you have to do the same, but that kind of gives you a basis to follow, especially when you're dealing with people who are a lot farther along than you are. The worst thing you can do is get into business and assume that you have nothing to learn. Actually, you have everything to learn. You have everything to learn from your competitors, and you have everything to learn from your consumers, your customers. Your customers will teach you more about your business than you know. I spend most of my day when I come home, when I don't have my daughter or when she's here and she's asleep, online studying how I can get better constantly. My constant thing is, how can I get better? How can I progress? What is the market doing? What do people want? And finding out what people want. People have triggers. We are stimulated by what we can see, smell, taste, and touch. So what does your website look like? What does your business cards look like? What are you posting? How are the things that you are posting perceived? Just like I'll run 2 or 3 ads different ways, and then I'll go back and I'll study, how many clicks did this one get, how many views did that one get. The reason why I'm doing that is because what it gives me is information on what is my consumer's hot point. Where do I need to target? What's working and what's not? That's one of the biggest things. But here goes the biggest thing in small business that I think a lot of us I don't think that we understand quite yet, that this word or set of words is probably one of the key things that small businesses really have to understand. Customer service. That is one of the biggest things that I see today is customer service. The big companies have it down. And that's why it's hard for us as small business owners to understand and grasp, why won't the consumers buy from us? They know us, they see us, we're online together. Why won't they buy from us? Because big companies, they gear their business is geared around customer service. Most companies now, if you have a problem, they have somebody there 24/7 to help you with every problem that you have. Customer service, shipping. If you are in a business where you're shipping out an item, it's hard if you have a 30-day period before a person gets their item versus going to a big name company, and this company here can have a person's item to them in 2 or 3 business days. That company there is they're selling that customer that 1 to 3 days. That's customer service, because they're serving that customer's product in 1 to 3 business days versus your 7 to 14 or 14 to 30. So your consumer doesn't have time to wait because we're impulse driven. So if I'm on Facebook and if I'm scrolling and I see an item I like, right? And I'm like, man, I gotta have it. That impulse is right there. And what makes me act on that impulse, if I go to your website and I say, dang, 2 day shipping. Well, now while I'm in the heat of the moment and I'm ready to buy, like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. That's like going to the store and just picking up something. But when I have to wait 14 or 15 days, I'm like, do I really need this item? So that first company sold me on customer service. Um, excuse me. The another part of customer service is transparency. Your customer works for their dollar just like you do. We're not robots. The great thing about us being a small business is the fact that we can be more hands-on with our customer. We can be more open with our customer. Not saying that share your life with your customer, but be more transparent, be open. If the customer opens his door and allows you to come in and sit down, if he has a dog, pet the dog. If the kids are around and you're in the home, speak to the kids. If the setting is right, you might play with them or hand them a toy. That's customer service. The one thing that we have to understand about business owners, it's not about us. It's about your consumer. It's about your customer. Because at the end of the day, with no customers, you have no business. So your customer shouldn't be kissing the ground that you walk on. I'm thankful and grateful for every customer I get. And I let them know my appreciation. Because without them, I have no business. But a lot of us think that we're doing our customer a favor by offering them a product, when actually they're doing us a favor by buying it. So, go back to the drawing board on customer service and understand that your business is 100% sales. So you have a product that you believe in and you're trying to sell it. This is sales. That's all this is. That's all this is. When I sold cars, I understood, okay, I like automobiles. This is something I want to do. Am I committed to working 12 hours a day, talking to 40 or 50 people, and, not selling one car? And the moment I do sell one car, is that enough to keep me committed for the next 2 or 3 years? So I understood that, hey, I have to be committed to going out here on the lot, talking to this person for 2 or 3 hours. This person might not buy a car, or this person might, but you will never know until you check your commitment at the door. So, and then you have to understand what your consumer wants. If you're selling life insurance and a person says, well, I want health insurance, well, either you have an opportunity to sell that person on life insurance, or you don't have what that customer needs. And I go back to selling cars because you have such a variety. If a person comes up and wants a minivan, it's hard to sell that person a four-door Forte or Fiat, a little car that they didn't even ask for. Most of the time, the customer will get insulted because you're not listening. And that brings me to another point. And I'm about to wrap it up, guys. I thank you guys for listening and tuning in. But listen to your customer. And in listening to your customer, don't listen to respond. Listen to understand. Understand their wants. Understand their needs. Because when you listen, they're going to tell you what they do want, what they don't want, what they do like, what they don't like. So while you're so busy talking, selling, the customer will sell themselves to you guys. Like, you don't have to talk a mile a minute. Listen, and they're going to tell you everything that they want from you. Then, when they're done, Say, hey, well, I have this product, and this product. I think that these products will work for you. And I promise you, that customer will be so elated to have somebody to actually listen to what they want and what they need instead of trying to sell them something. The sale is always easier when the product is wanted. So, guys, don't force it. And that goes to understand your customer. If you're selling to women, guys, think like a woman. Ladies, if you're selling them to men, think like a man. Think like a man. You have to get on that person level and think how that person thinks. What you wear matters. What you say matters. A handshake, a smile matters. If you have a business, everybody's not like me. Get a uniform. Be professional. Professionalism, I don't care if it's 2035. Professionalism sells. Nobody will take you serious if you don't take you serious. So take your business serious, take your customer serious, have great customer service and great professionalism, and your business will constantly grow. And when you're not doing nothing, if you're just sitting around the house, study. Study your product, study your market, study your competitors. See what you can add. Talk to some friends. See, and don't get offended with every criticism. Take that criticism and grow from it. Learn from it. Criticism for a business owner is great. The thing that I hate worse is when I lose a customer and they don't tell me why. Tell me how didn't I earn your business? That way I won't miss the next customer. So guys, I'm wrapping it up. These are my tips for the night. If you like what you heard, if you like what you saw, email me, and it's marcusrhodes@rrx.com. You can go to my website, www.rrxductclean.com. You can message me on Facebook. I think I'm at Duct, if I'm not mistaken, or you can go to my page, RRX Duct Cleaning on Facebook. So guys, I hope I've helped you. I hope I've enriched you going forward, and just stay tuned for more material. As I grow and as I understand more, I'll be here to give you more. I think the next go round, we're going to be talking about a little bit about my business, help you understand the difference between what type of filters you should use in your AC unit and what filters you shouldn't, and kind of how airflow works and how all that dirt is getting in your AC unit. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Love you guys. Good night.